Hello movie fans, finding a good movie can be quite time-consuming. So, as usual, today I'm here to delight you with a selection of awesome films that have been released recently. You're on the Filmix channel as always, and I hope you'll find something interesting for yourself. So go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And now, let's get started. Plane, an action thriller starring Gerard Butler. When a passenger plane gets caught in a storm, pilot Brodie Torrance heroically saves the passengers by landing the plane on a small island. But it turns out that the island is controlled by rebels, who immediately take all the passengers hostage. The only person who can help Torrance save the people is Louis Gaspard, a criminal who is being transported by the FBI on the plane. The Covenant, an action thriller by Guy Ritchie starring Jake Gyllenhaal. In March 2018, Sergeant John Kinley's squad, conducting a special operation to locate Taliban weapons, falls into an ambush. After the shootout, the only survivors are the wounded Kinley and Ahmed, a local interpreter working with the Americans. Kinley wakes up back home, realizing that he owes his life to Ahmed, who dragged him to safety. Tormented by guilt, John returns to Afghanistan to rescue Ahmed and his family, who are being hunted by the Taliban. To Catch a Killer, a detective thriller starring Shailene Woodley and Ben Mendelsohn. On New Year's Eve, an elusive sniper maniac uses the sound of fireworks to mask his shots, killing dozens of people in the heart of Baltimore. FBI lead investigator Lamarck has no leads, and soon there may be more victims. To stop the killer, Lamarck enlists the help of a young, talented police officer named Eleanor, who has already demonstrated her professionalism and deep understanding of the killer's psyche. Together, they must catch the psychopath and prevent the next tragedy. Talk to Me, a horror thriller directed by Danny and Michael Philippou. A group of teenagers comes together to perform an ancient ritual that summons lost souls into our world. Mia wants to connect with the spirit of her mother, who died 2 years ago. To do so, she must recite a spell in front of a mummified hand and let the ghost into her body. But if the ritual lasts more than 90 seconds, the boundary between the world of the living and the dead will break. The spirits, now free, begin to haunt Mia, turning her life into a nightmare. She tries to fix the situation, but ends up making it completely irreversible. Hidden Strike. Special Agent Luo Feng must safely evacuate employees of an oil refinery in Iraq that has come under attack. On the way, their bus convoy gets caught in a sandstorm, during which American mercenaries take the chief engineer of the company and her son hostage. Luo Feng and former U.S. Marine Chris Van Horn engage in a battle, but they must both break through a storm of bullets and sand. Bullet Train. A mercenary codenamed Ladybug is sent on a new mission. Filling in for a sick colleague, he must board a high-speed train from Tokyo to Kyoto, steal a briefcase, and get off at an intermediate station. But the simple task becomes much more complicated when he discovers that the train is crawling with other assassins, all with the same mission. Invitation to a Murder, a classic detective story in the atmospheric style of Agatha Christie. The events take place in 1934. A reclusive billionaire gathers 6 strangers at his mansion on an island in southern England, among them an aspiring detective named Miranda Green. When one of the guests is found dead, Miranda realizes she has been invited to a murder and must figure out who the killer is before it's her turn. Moonfall, a disaster film from master of the genre Roland Emmerich starring Halle Berry. For unknown reasons, the moon has fallen out of Earth's orbit, and now humanity faces complete annihilation. NASA director and former astronaut Jo Fowler is convinced she knows how to save the planet, but the only ones who believe her are her ex-colleague Brian Harper and conspiracy theorist K.C. Houseman. With only weeks before the moon crashes into Earth, the heroes must achieve the impossible and prevent the end of the world. Employee of the Month, a French comedy, a remake of the Italian film Quo Vado, directed by Gennaro Nunziante. The plot follows Vincent, our main character, who does everything he can to keep his job, while his boss Isabel frantically tries to find reasons to fire him. Frustrated, Vanessa sends Vincent to the farthest reaches of the world, from the African wilderness and the Amazon jungle to the North Pole, but Vincent refuses to be fired. Beomjoidosi 2, Set in 2008, this film follows the charismatic head of the Seoul Special Crimes Unit, Ma Seok-do, who together with his captain travels to Vietnam to escort a Korean criminal who unexpectedly turned himself in. However, it's hard to believe in the sincere repentance of this hardened criminal, and when the body of his partner is found, it turns out that some time ago they had dealings with a thug named Kang Hae-song, robbing Korean tourists and businessmen. When Kang killed the son of an influential person, their entire gang was targeted by hitmen, and stopping the gang war won't be easy. So, the Special Crimes Unit chief takes desperate measures. Turning red, 13-year-old Mei Lee is struggling with adolescence. She is torn between her own problems and trying to remain a dutiful, loving daughter to her mother. But aside from changes in her body, interests, and relationships, Mei Lee has another peculiar problem. Every time she gets too excited, and with a teenager this happens a lot, she instantly turns into a giant red panda. The menu. A young couple, along with other wealthy individuals, heads to an exclusive dinner at a famous restaurant located on a small island. One exquisite dish after another is served. It soon becomes clear that the chef and his team have thoroughly researched today's guests, and are well aware not only of their culinary preferences, but also other personal details. Moreover, the menu contains some unpleasant surprises. The Contractor, a pure action movie starring Chris Pine. Former Special Forces operative James Harper, dishonorably discharged from the U.S. Army, is forced to become a mercenary to support his family. He joins a private military company that sends him on a secret mission to Eastern Europe. Once there, Harper realizes he's been sent on a suicide mission with no hope of returning. The Man from Rome, a detective thriller based on the novel by Arturo Pérez Reverte. The story follows an anonymous hacker who breaches the Vatican security system and sends a message to the Pope about mysterious events in a 17th century church in Seville. Father Quart from the Vatican's External Affairs Department is assigned to investigate the matter. And that's it for today's movies. I hope you found something interesting, so don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe as well so you don't miss new videos which come out on weekends. Until next time.